Ma'am, we are just going live.
Okay.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to yet another episode of CampusCare EdTalks. EdTalks is a platform where educators come on board and express their viewpoints on topics related to education and society. Our topic for discussion is how to approach students dealing with anxiety. And to express their viewpoints on the same, we have with us Dr. Praveen Kukreja, Academic Director, Shemford Futuristic School, Agra. A very warm welcome to you, ma'am. So good to have you here.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's my pleasure also to share my views on this topic.
Thank you for sharing your precious time with us, ma'am. To start off with the session, I would like to address the very first thing that we would like to know from you is how can teachers help anxious students?
First of all, we should come to know what is exactly anxiety. How we come to know the student is having anxiety. So there are few symptoms. When the student is feeling anxiety, first point, he is facing trouble in concentrating. He is not able to concentrate on his focus exactly. Secondly, he may go for washrooms again. He take more water and you may find him sleepless also. So you get these symptoms very easily on his face. So the teacher can get the anxiety by the body
These are the
language of
EdTalks
the
that I was talking
student
about.
very easily. So what we describe the anxiety. So anxiety is just more than worry. Whenever we are in worry, whenever we have more to do, but we are doing less. So then, excuse me.
Yeah, sure, ma'am.
But 2 minutes.
No worries, ma'am. You can have water also.
Yeah. But with practice, we can have. Give me 2 minutes.
Anxiety has a lot to do with something coming from a background. So anxiety is all about, how you are in a situation and how are you dealing with it. So meanwhile, while ma'am comes and joins back, we can share a lot things about anxiety. So what anxiety is all about, why is it creeping in, and why teachers have to figure out whether a student is anxious or not. So there are a lot of aspects when we talk about how teachers have to help students who are anxious. It just so with the increasing use of technology, there are social barriers, there are distances wherein we have within our families and the relationships around. Yeah.
So, come to the point back, I am telling about the anxiety. And as ma'am told you, I think I am having more throat infection.
No worries,
So,
ma'am. You can have a glass of water along with you.
एक्चुअली क्या हो रहा है कि लास्ट 3 डेज से आई एम वायरल है ना तो दैट्स व्हाई एनी हाउ कम टू द पॉइंट
Yes, ma'am.
now with practice we can learn how to slow down their anxiety is when we are expecting more from us like student want to get 100 out of 100 but when he see the question paper he thinks oh I can't do it but then it's a duty of a teacher to make him feel relaxed that you are the one who can do it but when the student is in anxiety exactly there are few tips which our teachers can take. Tip 1 is practice them deep breathe. Let them take deep breath and the slow breathing because our first focus is let's child health remain better. Secondly, what we can do, let them talk. Let them talk on the topic other than the question paper because they are feeling anxiety because of some particular reasons. In general situation, no one is over anxiety. They face anxiety at a particular situation. So get them away from that situation. Make them relax. Make them to do some exercise. Let students see, feel, and understand how to get rid of the anxiety. Another very important aspect to get away from the anxiety is tell them stories. This we generally do in our classrooms. If the student is little bit feeling anxiety, then we tell them about the stories, and that stories will be also like related to the happening around ourselves. We can tell them about the students who are not up to that level, but they achieve so much. How they achieve? They have changed their strategies. So we can make the student to feel if you change your strategy, you can better attempt, you can better come out of that point. Next, what we can do? We can make them to have some walk, because during the anxiety, what we have studied biologically, the blood start pumping faster. So we have to make them relax so that their blood pump clearly at the anxiety. Anxiety produced more energy, and we have to bring positive exercise. There is a hormone called endorphins, and that hormone very helpful to control the anxiety. Another very important point when we deal with the anxiety in the kids, that we focus on their positive points. No one is 100% perfect in our world. Even we educators are lacking in some points. So make them realize that you can focus on your positive point. 100% students cannot be doctor. 100% student of the classroom cannot be engineers. 100% are not good as a interior decorators. So we have to make them feel you may have the talent, but that talent is different from the others. To work on that talent. So anxiety is more than just worries. Just make the student feel relaxed. Another point which we can take, mainly we find in a classroom, student feel anxiety during the examination time. So another step which school can take, they can have a separate halls for such students, where these students will feel better, where they feel comfortable. Because when they find the other students are attempting more answers, they are doing quickly, they student lose the hopes. They think now I am not able to clear my exam, I am not able to do my test timely. To make them in the frame of time management. This is the best aspects on which we can focus to deal with the anxiety in the kids. This is for the students who are during their exam times. Now come to the anxiety of the kid who is just coming to the school. Let's focus on the pre-primary students or the primary students. These students are first time coming to their classroom. So they are the anxiety. They have the anxiety. What type of friends they get in their classroom? What type of school is there? How their teacher will deal with them? Will they able to do their classwork timely? Will they able to do the classwork on their notebooks from the blackboard? So there are another kind of anxiety which students feel when they rejoin your school after a long time. So as per me, there are many methods, and the best part is to keep the patience in the teacher is the best to deal with the anxiety.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, what to say to a student who has anxiety?
Just make them feel that this is not your first one who is feeling like that. It is very common. It happens with me also. Just make them relax firstly. And this role only a teacher or a parent can do, not anyone else. So the teacher can make them realize, they can tell them about their stories from the past. when in my earlier days I joined the school. Same happened with.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, coming on to another question is how to introduce ways to deal with anxiety to the students.
How to?
Introduce ways to deal with anxiety with students.
We can make them feel relaxed first of all. Then we have to make them go for their habits, their best hobby which they are having, their talent. So we have to make them realize this is your talent, so that they will come to know that although I am not good in studies, but I am best in dance.
Movie.
क्योंकि student is feeling anxiety because he is saving this thing कि I am lacking in some point. To make them realize you are very good in sports. Sports activity is a very good remedy to deal with the anxiety. When the student go for the sports time, you find every student to release their energy and to feel relaxed.
Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, bringing on to another thing, how can teachers support learners to cope up with anxiety during examinations?
During examination, I will say teachers can support by bringing positivity in the students, by making them feel that eat healthy food, stay well, and keep your mind calm and cool. These sentences, stay calm, all is well, these points come only because of this anxiety situation. You know, we have seen the movie 3. Usme there is always the same point. All is well, all is well. So this is the points which actually applicable in our practical life also. Whenever a student feel anxiety, teacher always tell them, don't worry, even the results come low, then even we suggest them, you will do better in your next exam. So we can share story with them, show them big dreams, and make them visible that you can achieve these dreams. So no one has achieved the dream in a single day. It takes time. So student time is that they think so I can do the thing in a moment, but it's not so. In practical world, it takes time to achieve your goal, to make them realize and give them separate space to perform, to give their best in their examination.
Absolutely, ma'am. So, ma'am, how can teachers help students with mental health issues? Since anxiety is something that we are talking about, and anxiety has all thing, everything related to, mental health and stress. So, what are the ways?
Whenever we are in anxiety or any student is in anxiety, there is an hormone, adrenaline. That hormone get released. And biologically, student may feel sleeplessness, may feel sweating, and teacher has to make them feel relaxed so that biologically this hormone get released in a good favor.
Absolutely, ma'am. So yes, we are talking about anxiety among students and how do we deal with it. And how do we come across whether somebody is facing anxiety or not. So there are basic, ways in order to understand, and there are various symptoms and various, like ma'am has already shared with us that there are various symptoms and there are various ways wherein we understand whether a child is, suffering from anxiety and what sort of reasons and what sort of causes are there to have someone feel anxious enough in order to behave in a certain manner. And yes, there is an adrenal that have caused that effect, and it has caused mental health issues to a lot of people. So like I was saying before, that technology has played an important role when it comes to social media, or having a over screen time to something. So because of which there is a lot of issues related to acceptance in the society, or the standard of living in the society, or how everybody is performing. So the peer pressure, the social media status that you have to live up to, or the people you're surrounding with, peer pressure, These are one of the common ways and common causes of having anxious behavior, and these are the ways, and so we have to overcome this. We have to tell students, we have to make students comfortable in the way we are, and we have to be there should be constant interaction among the student and the teachers in order to understand whether and how they are behaving. So like ma'am has said, that you have to understand their behavior, you have to talk to them, you have to understand the way they are dealing with the situation, and you have to give them positivity. So thank you so much ma'am for sharing your.
I want to summarize in 3 points.
Absolutely
It
ma'am.
says, make the child firstly on their practical grounds. Make them realize in earlier time also this happened with so many other students. Don't worry, things will take the shape with time. Secondly, make them relax by saying your future will be better once you are able to focus on your talents. Third, make them relax by saying be focused but with less concentration, with less worry on your studies. If you are doing more practice, certainly better results you can get. So practice more, relax more, and stay happy to get release of this anxiety.
Absolutely. Having a stable mind and a concentrated soul can really take you to places, and you can have this all anxious and anxiety behavior, or, which is leading to your mental health, can be at a later stage. So, thank you
Also,
so much.
kids yoga has been also introduced.
Absolutely,
It's
ma'am.
very common in schools also. We are going during the COVID time in our online classes. We have introduced kids yoga only because of to keep their mentally health strong. So because if the student is mentally strong, physically strong, only then we can expect better citizens in our India. So, with my best wishes, I will assure all the students can do better by just ignoring your worries and doing more practice in your daily life. Thank you, everyone.
Absolutely, ma'am. Thank you so much, Praveen ma'am, for taking out your precious time and sharing your, insightful session and a fruitful session with us, wherein you are imparting the knowledge of how we can handle the students, how we can understand whether the situation of a student is into leading into a mental stress or not. Promising to come up with more interesting information and topics like these, and to have gradual interaction with all the educators like you, ma'am. I, Sakshi, host of the afternoon, would like to sign off with the session. Thank you so much, guys. Do subscribe our channel, hit like, share, whichever way. Have a great evening.